Welcome. Filthy Kitchen Cooking with the Squadron. I just shredded the cheese. I'm gonna make some eggs. This morning, I came home from work. I did 7 rounds of boxing, orthodox. And then I did 10 miles on the bike. So, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling good. I don't know if I'll feel good later or if I'm going to feel pain, but I feel good now. The boxing was easy, so I'm very, very happy about that. Boxing felt great. So then I said, well, time to shred some cheese, time to make some eggs, and get to bed at a decent hour, because I'm going to need the recovery. I am going to need the recovery, I believe. So, time for the eggs. I still have a little bit of milk left. If I don't drink this milk, it's not going to be fit. Milk is still good. Problem with the milk and the eggs is that the eggs get very weak and break up. But that's it. They get fluffy and probably taste better, but not as strong when I make when I make my omeletoid. Oops. Drop the egg in the milk. Not cool. Not good. Oh my. 1 eggy waggy. 2. 2 eggs. Number 3. I only have 2 eggs left, I realize, so I gotta go to the supermarket. But whether I go today or tomorrow remains to be seen. Let's see. And I fed the birds. There were 7, I think. I don't like feeding that many birds. But I feel too much pity for those feathered friends or fiends, whatever they are. Fiendish friends. So I got the heat on. I need a fork. I'm gonna whip these eggs. Put some butter in the pan. Boink. Whole Foods, people. Whole Foods. Eggs, milk, butter, real butter, not that fake stuff. Not margarine or anything else. Get these eggs all mixed up, whipped, whatever you call it. 4 eggs. I got a lot of calories burned. I don't know if 4 eggs is going to do it, but this pan won't take 6. I would happily have a 6-egg omelet, but this pan just can't handle it. So once I get up after resting, I'll see what kind of state my legs are in. And I gotta start lifting some weights because my muscle is just disappearing. But I do want the fat to go, so hopefully I can build back the muscle and keep the fat away. I invite you to go and look at some videos from a few months ago, and you can see for yourself how I look different. I think I look better after losing some pounds. And I welcome your opinion in the comments section. I promise I will not get upset if you think I look worse now than I did. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Personally, I think I look better. But what do I know? Everybody likes different things. Some of you might think I look too skinny. You might think I lost too much weight too fast, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I lost all that much weight, but the weight comes off my face and neck quicker, but my chest and my arms are getting smaller. Those are my vanity muscles. I've always had big biceps and big chest, but I don't want a big stomach, and I don't want undue pressure on my knees. All right, the cheese. See how long it takes me to eat this cheese. We shall see. Put some cheese in these eggs. That's what I'll do. Cheesy eggs. I really hate grating cheese, so I grate it the whole cheese. That's what I generally do. It's like that book by Brian. What's Brian's last name? I think he wrote a book called Eat That Frog. Brian, can't think of his last name. Anyway, he said if you gotta eat a frog, it's best to eat the frog first thing. Don't think about it, just eat that frog. And then he says if you gotta eat two frogs, it's best to eat the ugliest frog first. And I agree with him. However, if you're drinking wine or whiskey, you drink the expensive stuff first. A lot of people think, oh, I'll drink the cheap stuff first and then I'll have the expensive stuff later. That's not how you drink whiskey or wine, because whiskey will destroy your taste buds temporarily. So you drink the good stuff first, same with wine. And then your taste buds are not as good as they were, then you can drink the cheaper stuff after. You won't notice, but at least you enjoyed the good stuff first. In fact, I learned that when I was doing the bartending course at trade school. But when I was living in Korea, it was very popular for rich Korean businessmen to go to these whiskey bars where they would bring in their bottle of super expensive whiskey and lock it up and stuff. And they'd have their lockers that open it, they can drink their whiskey in this place. But they also sold whiskey at this place. And what they would do is they would have 2 bottles of this incredibly expensive whiskey, all different brands of very high-end whiskey. And one of them would have a little blue thread around it, and the other one didn't. And what they would do is they'd give guys a shot of the expensive whiskey, and this was like probably $20 a glass. Probably more, I don't know. So the guy would drink the expensive whiskey, and then he'd get another shot and drink the expensive whiskey, and after he had two, they would stop serving him the expensive stuff, but they had cheap stuff in the same bottle, but it had the blue thread, and then they'd start serving the cheap stuff, same price, and nobody could tell, because after 2 glasses of the expensive whiskey, their taste buds were sufficiently numbed that they couldn't tell the difference anymore. So I met people over the years, and they would say, oh, I'll save the good stuff for later, and they'd drink the cheap stuff, or they'd be drunk and then they'd break out this expensive bottle and say, oh, let's have a toast with this expensive stuff. It's like, you do that first, you don't do that later. Not that I drink much alcohol, but anyway, that's how you do it. I don't know how I got on the topic. Oh, eat that frog. Still can't remember Brian's last name. Brian. Anyway, you can look it up. The book is called Eat That Frog. He wrote many books. Funny, his name eludes me, but that's it. Haven't thought about him in a few years, I guess. And the old mind isn't as quick as it used to be. After working night shifts for over 4 years, I think I've destroyed my brain permanently. Plus all the stress I've been going through. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, you guys can look that up, see who Brian is. I'll probably write it in the description. Oh, and there was something else. I made a mistake. I was talking about the strong glass during my shaving video, last shaving video. And I called it Corningware, I think. Anyway, I was wrong. It's not Corningware. I was mistaken, I should say. I wasn't wrong. I just couldn't remember. Pyrex. That's the history of Pyrex. I couldn't think of the word Pyrex, and I confused it with Corningware. Anyway, now I remember it was Pyrex, not Corningware. That was the strong glass used in the railway system. But anyway, I could put a note there. Still, there's several videos with 0 views from several days ago. So if you want more content, go check out one of those. Anyway, we'll call this here. The eggs are slightly burning because the milk just makes the eggs very weak and unfoldable. But I turned the heat down. I'm going to flip this over now and eat it. But anyway, who loves you, baby? This guy, don't forget about it. And also remember, you're somebody's favorite person in this world. Probably mine. So those of us going through tough times, remember, we're going to think positive. We're going to wait patiently, and we are going to endure with dignity. And hopefully these tough times won't last too long. Anyway, till next time, love you, and goodbye.